Hello everybody, and welcome back to the playthrough. As you can see for the start of today's episode, we are just about to finish our boat journey back. And just so you're all aware, I did spend the 20 minutes or so watching the footage from when we left the plains till here, and literally not a single thing of interest happened whatsoever. I think the only thing that really happened was I got bored and decided to test out the jumping physics on a boat. So basically I had the sail out full and I stood at the front of the boat and basically just jumped up and down a few times just to see what would happen if I would get pushed off the boat or if I'd be pushed backwards. That's pretty much it. So yeah, you didn't miss anything interesting. I just decided to skip that part of the journey so that we weren't waiting ages and ages. I didn't want to have a 20-minute extra part to this video that would basically just be me sailing in a straight line for most of it. Good news though, we did have quite a bit of wind for most of the journey back, so quicker than it would have been. That is definitely a lot of black metal scraps. I don't think we're going to need all of those, to be completely honest, but we might as well get started on it now. Oh no, sorry, I do tell a lie. We did fight a sea serpent. There was one sea serpent that we fought literally about 10 seconds after we set off from the plains. It was just after I finished the previous episode, and it would have been the start of this episode, but I decided to cut it because nothing else happened after that, and I really didn't want any extra 20 minutes on this episode of sailing just for one sea serpent fight. So you'll probably notice that I've got 7 bits of sea serpent meat, or had 7 bits of sea serpent meat in my inventory at the start of the episode. That was from that sea serpent. Pretty good actually, getting 7 bits of meat from one instead of the usual 5 or 6. Now in today's episode we are basically just going to obviously do a little bit of housekeeping. We're going to organise some inventories. We're going to start smelting down this black metal. First of all, we're going to skip the night obviously, and basically just going to start getting ready to go off and kill Yagluth. We'll probably head back to the plains base at some point. We'll go and check on the plants. But in terms of exploring that island, there isn't really much more we really need from it anymore. So I don't think we'll go off on any long expeditions again. All we really need to do now is just make our way over to the Yagluth, the boss spawner, and look at taking him on. We still haven't put that cultivator back in the plains base. Actually, we're just going to do that now. Might as well. It's a quick there and back journey. We are going to quickly check on the windmill and fill that up with the barley we had left over. It's 5 processed and we've got another stack of 20 on us. That's pretty good. I think we're done with the linen thread as well, and we've got a decent amount of that, about 60-ish. Let's just put the flour in here. We've got 75 cloudberries, so we shouldn't need any more of those for a while. There's the black metal bars done. Might as well put those in the crafting room. Okay, just refill this furnace. We should probably think about making a second one of these at some point. I don't think the material cost for making them is that much more expensive. I know we need some iron bars for it, but I don't think it's much else from that. But yeah, if we want to speed up that black metal scrap processing, we should probably think about building a second one. I will be honest though, I don't think there's a huge amount we really need to upgrade either. We'll probably look at upgrading the tools, weapons and shield and stuff, but I think most of it's pretty much upgraded as far as we can take it. There might be maybe 1 or 2 levels. Oh wow. Okay. All of our flax and barley just instantly grew there. I'm guessing it was just waiting for us to load into this part of the world before it would finish. We are going to grab the cultivator so we can plant them again when we've finished picking them. That should be another 100, I hope. We are going to have a bit of a shorter episode today. I think this one only goes for about 24-25 minutes, obviously because I did cut out the sailing back journey. There was 96 of those in total. I wonder if we picked 4 of them and then that didn't show up on the actual counter whilst we were picking them. Or maybe I just didn't plant as many as I thought I did. Probably should have eaten some food as well so we had a better stamina bar. Because as you can tell, it is using our stamina to plant these, so yeah. We can't plant as many as we would like in a row without having to stop and wait. It's not the end of the world though. We still have the decent rested buff, so we shouldn't we shouldn't worry about running out of that anytime soon. It also seems like planting these plants next to those dandelions doesn't seem to affect the growing of them. My initial thoughts about that was that it would affect it. I would have thought it would. The game would have considered it another plant that's blocking the growing room for that for the flax I was planting there, but doesn't seem to affect it at all. They actually seem to be quite fine. The issue is, though, that I think we've got one back at base that does the same in our little garden that's next to our main building. There is a dandelion that grows there, and there's even, I think there's either a piece of flint, or it might just be a stone. They obviously respawn, but yeah, so when you pick them, they keep coming back. So if you were to, say, pick up the dandelions, the 3 dandelions that I've got over there, if I was to pick those up, come back in a few days' time, they'll have just regrown and they'll still be there. It kind of bugs me a little bit, because you would hope that maybe like cultivating the land would stop stuff like that from being able to grow, but it's not the end of the world, but sometimes it just kind of ruins the aesthetic a little bit. It's one of the things I like about our garden back at home. Obviously I've planted a whole bunch of different plants and just left them there, haven't picked them. Obviously you can see the onions and the carrot seeds and stuff like that. Haven't bothered picking them because I quite like the fact that our garden looks full. I wouldn't want it to be cultivated land and then just sit there, not just being empty all the time, because we're constantly farming stuff from it. Alright, so let's fill up both of these and get them going again. Flax, there we go. We're on 66, and then we've got 6 left over, and we've still got 27 barley with the stack of 50 that's in the windmill currently, so we're doing pretty well. We're good. We're doing very good on food, at least for those 2. I should probably dump all the rest of this stuff as well. Just make sure our stuff's repaired first. We still haven't put that cultivator back in the planes. Even though we have a specific cultivator for this base as well. I'm just being a bit of a dum-dum. Oh well. We'll remember it at some point. Right, so let's get you going again. As we don't have any burning need for these black metal bars, what we're going to do is just kind of passively smelting down the scraps into bars rather than optimizing the setup and doing it as quick as possible. It's not like we're making the next level of armor or anything like that. We're literally just smelting it down so that we've got the bars available if we do need them. Although it might be worth having a quick look So we can upgrade our axe. We can do the sword. I think we can even do the shield as well, actually, so that might be a good idea. How much do we have? 21. That's not bad. We can do an upgrade there. Let's do the sword to level 3. That takes our slash damage up to 113. So it wasn't even that big of an upgrade. I think we had 107 before we upgraded it, so it was a plus 6. I mean, don't get me wrong, plus 6 damage is still quite nice, but at this level, I was kind of hoping something a little bit more. You also might have noticed that from our last episode, I was a bit of an idiot and wasn't paying attention whilst sorting things out, and whilst upgrading, I forgot that I'd actually upgraded the cape. I think at some point I mentioned that I needed to keep the silver bars because we wanted to upgrade the Lock's cape. We didn't even need the silver bars, and I'd already done it by that point. So we do actually have plus an extra 3 armor from the upgraded cape that we're wearing. It's a plus. I think it's a level 4 cape, which gives us 4 armor. There you go, there's a flint there. So that flint, even if I was to pick that flint up right now, that flint would respawn there. And there's even a dandelion there as well. So those kind of naturally occurring things you see on the floor, like dandelions, flint, stone. I think even the wood bits as well. I think if there's if you find like a bit of a stick on the floor that gives you like 1 wood when you pick it up, I even think those respawn after a certain amount of time. As we'll do some work in this garden as well. I was just talking about it, but we should replenish our stocks. We are running a bit low on a lot of different vegetables. We are probably going to have to go out at some point as well and get some more mushrooms and stuff like that. Don't really need white raspberries currently. Just going to replant those onions. We'll pop the rest of the onions in the food chest, the vegetable chest. Where is it? That's the meat chest, isn't it? That's meat. We don't need that. We have 48 onions. That's okay. We're alright with that. Onions was from the mountain, so that's probably the highest level vegetable, so we should keep a decent stock of those on hand just so that we can make them when we need to. Okay, let's make some unbaked lox pie. What we're in, the phase we're in right now, if I was to call it a phase, we're in the preparation phase. We're basically just getting ready to go and take on the Yagluth. Just going to fill up the oven with some wood and pop the pies in to cook. Make sure we don't forget about those. Oh, it's turning a bit misty. How is the windmill doing? We're out of stamina again. Completely run out of food. There's only 13 done so far. So it does seem that it does work relatively speedily, does the windmill. It just needs the time to actually do it. So I wouldn't say it's as quick as, say, like the smelter. But it is, it's an okay speed. I will say as well, I do actually think it's quicker when it's stormy, because I think we had 50 of we had 50 of the barley flour in there yesterday, the last episode, and that seemed to be going quite quick because there was a storm outside, and it seemed to process it a bit faster. So that would like physically and logically, that would make sense. There we go, another 5 lox pies. Just got the last one in the oven. Let's try not to forget about that. We'll probably have to make some more, but I think with what we have now, we're looking pretty good. We've got sea serpent stew, we've got the lox pies, and we have 4 of the black pudding, I think it's called. Blood pudding, I think it's... is it blood pudding? Yes, blood pudding, I think. Pretty much the same thing. That's the 75 stamina food, which we did want. So the bread dough is only 70 stamina, and if we're going to take on a boss, I want the top level of everything ready and available for me. He's just over there. I know that the thing is, like, yeah, it is quite far. I was thinking then it didn't actually look like it was that far away, but then when you zoom out, you feel like, oh, actually, it's half a planet. No, sorry, it's a quarter of a planet away. So, if this is a planet, a quarter of this world, sorry, it might not be a planet specifically, even though it's circular shaped. That's the merchant. Let's go to the swamp. We want the portal from the swamp. Right. Just having a bit of a think about it. I'm not actually sure if our home portal is in the swamp. Like, I can't remember whether or not we actually left it here when we gathered some iron recently, because we did have to gather a whole bunch of iron for the armor that we're currently wearing. But then I'm also thinking, did I leave it at the mountain? Because we had the home portal at the mountain for a while when we took on the boss. So I'm really not sure where that portal is. But there is one other reason that we're here. I do want some more blood bags. Blood bags are a major part of a recipe, which is I think it's the healing potion, the medium healing mead that we've got, and it's also used in some food recipes as well. So I'm just kind of here. I want to kill some leeches and get some blood bags if we can. At least try and get as many as possible. So yeah, we're just going to spend a few minutes just farming some leeches. I need to go and check on the. We need to go check where the home portal is. Also, if I wanted to get the home portal and bring it back, it would just be much quicker and easier for me to go through the home portal first and then knock it down and walk back to the nearest other portal instead of just coming through a standard one and walking. So yeah, I'm not sure why I thought I was going to do that. But we do need that home portal at some point. We are going to want it for Yagluth or Yagluth. Still need to work out how you pronounce his name. I would have guessed it's Luth, like Yagluth, because it's got the hyphenated part, I think. Might be completely wrong and I've just been spelling his name wrong this whole time. I always put Yag and then I put hyphen and then Luth. But it might not even be that. But yeah, I'm just going to stick to this corner of the island. We don't want to go too far away from the portal, and I'm pretty sure if we go past that giant log or that kind of big root that's sticking out on the edge there, we'll be getting close to a abomination's spawn point, and I don't really want to fight an abomination right now. Again, we don't need them, so there's very little that we actually need from the swamp anymore. Nope, Mr. Draugr, that shield will do you no good, not against this weapon. Not doing very well on the spawning. I'm not sure if an item exists within the game. I should probably look this up. I don't think there is. It's not something I've seen before, unless it's part of the newer Ashlands part. Maybe an item that increases the spawn rate of like nearby enemies of like the biome that you're in. So say if maybe it could work off your minimap as to what biome you're currently stood in. So if you stood in the swamp like I am, it would increase the spawn rate of enemies like in an area around you. I mean, to be fair, most enemies have a pretty high spawn rate anyway. Like, we're not exactly struggling on getting leeches, but you say, like, if you need to go and farm a whole bunch of grey dwarfs because you need their eyes for portals and stuff, just make life a little bit easier that way. Again, it could be it could be an item that's in Ashlands, or it might even be an item that's in the Mistlands. But I would say we also don't need that many more in terms of portals now. We need obviously 1 or 2 for the Mistlands. We're going to want 1 for the base. We'll probably have 1 for like a corner of the Mistlands, like a safe area that we can port back to if we ever die. And then we want 1 for the actual boss. It'll probably be the same with the Ashlands as well. So, well, actually, when you think about it, that's 3 to 6 portals that we're going to want. At least. So that's, what are they, 20 Grey Dwarf Eyes for a set of 2, so 120? Well, 60 to 120 Grey Dwarf Eyes. But then we also have our kind of easy way of doing it, which is going to the Black Forest at night time and finding one of the Grey Dwarf spawners, and you can just stand there, because they spawn regularly, and I think they have a higher chance at night time of spawning 1 and 2 stars, so you know, wouldn't exactly need to have an item that increases the spawn rate if we're stood literally next to a spawner. But yeah, there we go. We've got some blood bags. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, but we've got a few. Let's check on our food, the windmill. How are we doing? 11 done, but we've got a stack of 20. Thank you very much. Don't think we've got anything in the spinning wheel. Did we leave any? Oh, we did. No, we did. We left some in there. 78, and there's some flax in there. There's 6 left, so we should probably just chuck those in quickly. Oh, there's still another 20 in there as well. just drop off everything we don't need. We've got 13 blood bags. That's not bad. That's a pretty decent amount. I'm just going to pop that. We didn't need that sludge or slime or whatever it is. Guck or ooze. Is it ooze? I think, yeah, because you can make ooze bombs with it. I think there was a food recipe that needed it as well. Right. Blood pudding, there we go. Make a few more of these, just to make sure. So not only do we want them for the boss, we do also want them for our initial forays into the Mistlands, so that's why you'll always see me make several of something rather than just say, oh, I'm going to go take on a boss, I'll make 2 of each. That should be enough. I'd rather just make 5 or 10, and then we've got some for the bit after that as well. Right. Barley, barley, barley. Let's go and chuck you in the windmill. There we go. Oh, we can actually upgrade our armor set again. That might not be a bad idea. We've got lots of linen thread. We do need some iron, though. Should have... Oh, we should have plenty of iron bars, actually. 51. Is that going to be enough? We might need some more. That depends on if we want to do that extra level of it, though. Do we really want level 4 armor? It would, again, it would help. It's a tough decision. Starting to run a bit low on coal as well, so we're going to have to get some more wood at some point. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to be glad of the day when we finish using coal, or finish needing it. I'm probably never going to hit that day at all. I imagine the Ashlands is... Well, then again, thinking about it, I was thinking then we're probably going to need a bit for the Ashlands, but I was also thinking, hang on, it's the Ashlands. If it's not like coal everywhere, I'd be quite disappointed, to be honest with you. Okay, just looking at what upgrades we can do. We've got an iron pick. Is there anything we haven't made? Are there any of the weapons that we might want to build just to try out or to take with us? We've got black metal knife. Don't really want that. Porcupine we've got, obviously. We've got the shield. Do you want a tower shield, do you think? I've never really been a tower shield user. You can't parry with them. There's the serpent scale shield. We never built that, but we don't need it because it's not as good as our current one. I've got black metal sword, which we've already upgraded. Ancient bark spear. That's low level, that is. It's a fang spear, which is the mountain version. The iron sledge. Again, these are all like lower level bits of equipment. Right, I think we're pretty much done with everything for now. So, what I think I'm going to do, because it's night time, I'm just going to pop off, go to bed, sleep through the night, and we'll call the episode there as well. So, thank you everybody for watching. I know it's been a bit of a housekeeping episode. I shall catch you in the next one. Bye, everybody.